Welcome back to another listening of excerpts from the book Belonging, Remembering Ourselves Home by Toko-pa Turner. This is the read for fall 2024. I'm going to be reading an excerpt from the chapter entitled Tending a Village, and it is chapter 17. So it's towards the back of the book. I'm going to be starting at a place called Leaving Well. Leaving Well. Belonging is a dynamic process that requires alternating periods of separation and togetherness. As we develop the capacity for tending a village, so too must we develop skillfulness with leaving. Unlike ghosting, which is the growing modern phenomenon of ending all communication in a relationship without explanation, leaving well means acknowledging all that relationship has given you while still honoring the onward call. Closure normally requires two or more people coming together to consider each other's points of view and come to a consensual agreement for how to move forward, together or separately. But if one or more people are unwilling or unable to undergo this ritual, we can be left with a lack of closure. When someone has ghosted on a conversation, commitment, or conflict, it's important to realize this is an act of indifference that counters belonging. Ghosting is all we believe we owe to a world on which we don't feel we've made an impact. In a sense, it is to make yourself a ghost in your own life, disassociating from the importance of your presence in others' lives. It is to withhold your disagreements, your longing to be seen, and to make yourself and others around you disposable. Unless someone is willing to hold you accountable and be accountable themselves, they can never take a seat at the table of belonging. We need to show each other that love is worth wrestling for, braving ourselves into the fires of intimacy. We are not expendable, and we shall know each other every time we show up for conflict, hurt, and confusion. This state of limbo can be an enormous drain on our energy, even unconsciously, as we keep returning to the moment, wondering if we handled things well enough, imagining the other's reaction or lack of reaction, unable to move forward without their acknowledgement. In these situations, it's important to make an act of closure, even symbolically. This begins with forgiving both yourself and the other for your limitations. If you have invited such a person or group to move consciously through conflict and they've refused you, first you must give yourself wholeheartedly to grief. In French, instead of I miss you, we say tu me manques, which means you are missing from me. In your grief, you are valuing the impact of your separation, the missing they've left behind. When you're ready, find or create an object that symbolizes the closure you seek and consider imbuing it with your prayers. Saying, I bless your absence, your silence, your disappearance from me with this grief. May the echo of your going, missing, reach back to you one day so you know your own substantiality. May I know my grief as a measure of my willingness to devotion, And may I trust that I've been spared from halfway love. May this and all disappearances inspire me to become ever more scrappy and tenacious in love. May I know with greater clarity others who are the same. And when I meet them, may I redouble my commitment to the craft of belonging. Wow, that's beautiful. Once you've given thanks and made your intent, throw your symbolic object off a bridge. Burn it in a fire, bury it in a grave, but dispose of it and let it be final. There are a million tiny heartbreaks in every failed friendship, every disappointed hope, every extended hand denied. And we must grieve them all. But at a certain point, we also must stop carrying them with us. We must declare what's done was all that could be done. We have to sever those subtle ties that keep us hoping for a response to spring from the ashes. Every separation you make from a person or place that cannot meet you where you stand is a step towards the community of your true belonging. And as much as you have grown your capacity for inclusiveness, so too will you be challenged to hold protective boundaries around the village you are building. Not everyone will share your values, but in the act of turning away from those that don't, you are also turning towards those that do. Wow. Again, that is from Belonging, Remembering Ourselves Home by Toko-pa Turner, which is our book club's reading for this fall 2024. I encourage you to read at your own pace, to join in this inner conversation that we're having with ourselves about belonging, which is the work of, I would say, the first 3 chakras. And the name of our book club is the Goddess Within Book Club. I would be delighted, but more so, it would be beneficial, especially if you resonated with this reading tonight, for you to join in on this work and read the book during the fall season. Until next time, this is Yin, and I'll see you over there.